Hey, I've been living with this machine on my desk every day for weeks, and it genuinely changed how I think about what a gaming desktop feels like. Skytech Azure 3. This isn't for someone who is okay with stutters or shrugging at long load times. This is for the person who feels performance, the one who notices when motion is fluid instead of hesitant, when apps respond instantly instead of lagging, and when everything just works. You've lived with compromise long enough to recognize when something actually delivers, and that moment matters. Before you go any further, take a second to check the current price and stock. Desktops with this kind of balance, a powerful Intel Core and RTX 5070 graphics don't sit at steady prices forever, and waiting usually ends up costing more than you expect. You remember the moment you knew it was time to upgrade. Maybe your old system faltered mid-battle. Maybe exporting a project felt like a negotiation. Maybe switching between heavy tasks felt like pushing uphill. That was the moment you realized you'd outgrown it as fine and started craving a machine that actually keeps up with your intent. Once Skytech Azure 3 became my everyday driver, any tension about performance just melted away. Games don't just load, they feel alive. Creative workloads don't just run, they respond. Even multitasking with lots of apps feeling heavy used to feel like a grind, now it feels smooth and natural. You stop thinking about whether your system can handle the next task because it already does before you even finish the thought. This performance isn't about numbers on a spec sheet. You feel it. Fluid motion, confident stability, instant reactions, every click feels intentional. Once you experience that level of responsiveness, anything weaker starts to feel like watching motion through molasses. If you were even slightly interested, don't wait for random price dips or stock quirks before you decide. Machines this capable get scooped up fast, and hesitation usually turns into regret. You might wonder if it is more than you need. What actually happens is the opposite. You do more. You stop trimming settings to save resources. You push graphics higher without blinking. You run heavy tasks in parallel instead of one at a time. And here is something most people don't predict: that smooth everyday experience spills into tasks you didn't think of as performance heavy, and suddenly even routine work feels easier. There is a quiet confidence in every click. Games feel fluid and responsive, loads feel instant instead of slow, creative work feels composed and ready, multitasking feels natural and effortless. It is not the smallest rig to carry around. RGB lighting isn't everyone's theme. Eventually, that endless comparison loop wears out. That is when you realize you were circling back to the choice you already wanted all along, when you just needed that subtle push to go for it. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay and later regret. Check availability now while it is still steady. If you're ready to stop negotiating with your hardware and start enjoying performance that actually keeps pace with what you do, Skytech Azure 3 makes that leap feel unmistakably right.